Hello again, YouTube. Just wanted to do another garden update video. Show you a few more things that are growing out here. We do have some new things growing. I wanted to show you. You can see these weird looking things here. This is an Asian bitter melon that's growing, and we have more of these regular green melons growing on the outside of the fence, the inside of the fence. Lots and lots and lots of those, which is really good. Let me go inside the garden here so we can see. We don't want to pick anything yet today because we have some people coming over to visit our garden, and when we have guests come over, we actually just let them pick whatever fresh veggies they want to take with them, because we have more than enough for ourselves to eat and to enjoy, so we want to be able to share it. A couple things. We do have our acorn squash growing in here. As you can see, there's an acorn squash. Then right next to it we have this other squash. Maybe you can identify it by the leaves. I can't. But then inside is not an acorn squash. It is this weird football shaped green one. We haven't figured that one out yet. But then on the same plant, there's one that looks like just a regular zucchini squash. So if you know what that is, let us know. Then we've got our tomatillo plant growing really big. No tomatillo little sacks hanging off of that one that I can tell. And then we have this one here that had a tomatillo sack growing off of it, and it has fallen to the ground here. And mushy, moldy, whatever it was. So that is not something that's growing well in the garden this year. Alright, we trimmed up the purple sweet potato bed so that it kind of stayed in its area here. Also, we can see the artichokes growing a little bit better. We may have to cover these or something. We're worried about them burning back, plus getting a lot of ants on it before they're producing anything. As you can see, our other squash plants are growing and wanting to take over. We've got some that the heat is just killing these plants. That, and we think we've got another mole coming in, but this is our yellow squash, summer squash plant. But it's probably pretty much ready to be pulled out anyway. Along the fence, we got more melons. You can see a lot of melons growing in there. Along the fence, we've got our regular cucumbers. You can see some straight, some curved. They're all kind of weird. But we pick at least 4 of those a day that are coming off of that plant, so that's pretty good. This is some weird tea plant leaves that my wife eats and drinks. More squashes in here. It's another Asian squash. You can see a few of them in there. Big ones, little ones, all kinds of fun ones. We still have our green onions. We just clip off the tops and eat away at those. We've got a couple of those zucchinis growing on here. Like I said, we're not going to pick those now, even though some of them look ready. Inside here, we've got a couple other ones growing in there, looking nice. One on the bottom down in here. Of course, it's hiding underneath all the leaves. There's another one in there. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. I can't see it, it's shady. But we got a couple of those growing in there. Plus we picked a couple of really large ones that we didn't notice. So we have a plant out in the middle of our melon patch that grew some really ginormous ones, and if I can figure out how to edit those into the video, I will edit those in somewhere in the video so you can see those. Some other Asian melons, and then we've got our cantaloupes growing here. You can see another 2 there, another one in there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got a few of those growing nicely. That's the bitter melon bush I was showing you from the outside. It's not a very big plant, but it grows these bitter melons, which are really good for your heart, apparently. So if you have that problem, it's good to know. Just tiptoeing through everything here. This is not going to be a short video, probably. We got our other Asian melons growing here. Here's one here that's almost ready. It's turning yellow. When it turns yellow, it's ready to pick. And then on the outside here, we've got our cucumber pickles, and you can see we've missed another one here, and it gets too big to put in a pickling jar. We're trying to get smaller ones so that we can do like a whole bunch of jars of like the gherkin size ones. So this one's a little bit too big. We'll be giving this guy away. But if I leave it there till tonight, it'll grow even bigger. These are some weird tomatoes. They're supposed to be Romo tomatoes. We'll see how they grow. This is cherry tomato plants growing nicely. We keep picking the cherry tomatoes. We get like a small basket every day. I'll show you the other plants as we go. Beets growing down this line here. They're growing nicely. More cherry tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Beets, 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 beets. More squashes and melons growing over here. It's starting to take over the walkway, so I'm going to have to trim this one back too, but we are getting some nice sized melons in here. As you can see, there's a couple of melons in here, really nice. And then we've got some other ones growing in here, a little more baby ones, but they're pretty nice. It's probably, I mean, it doesn't look like it, but there's probably about 8 to 10 melons growing in here right now in this smaller area. We've got our bell peppers. Let me quickly show you some of these. This first couple plants here are the red ones, and we do actually have them starting to change color. Finally, took forever, but these are we haven't been touching these because we wanted to wait till they change color. So these are really big. Not, like, again, I don't have huge big hands, but that is a big bell pepper, or just a nice average size, but they are nice. Nice, nice, nice. And then we've got the like I said, we got the red bell peppers, then it goes to the yellow bell pepper plant, and they're starting to change color to yellow as well, so we're looking good there. And yellow, 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 yellow. When we get to the other side, we get yellow, and then we've got green ones growing down that row. We've got our pickling cucumbers. That's where I got this from, all along the fence here. A mixture, kind of a hybrid tomato plant. It's supposed to be like a beefsteak, but it's a little bit smaller. Cherry tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. We do love those cherry tomatoes. This is aroma. This is aroma. You can see what the heat is doing to the leaves. We've given them plenty of food, but then we keep finding the green hornworms on them, and they're eating them away. So we keep getting them, and these worms are getting bigger than my fingers. They're huge. If I can find one while I'm out here, I'll try to spot it and show it to you, but they are really big. And it doesn't take them that long to get that big, apparently. But they normally are on the upper plants, upper leaves and branches of the plants, and they'll hang like from the bottom side of it, but they're the same color as the light green, so it is a little bit difficult to try and spot them unless you're looking directly at it. Over here we've got our poblanos growing, and you can see these guys are growing nice. Then on the opposite side over here we have ghost peppers, boogie, 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 boogie. And these cannot be eaten until they turn orange. And if you can see down here on the bottom, I've got a couple that are turning yellows and oranges down there. And then they've got 2 plants of that. And then right next to them, I've got these, which are not ghost peppers. These are an actual habanero, and that is hopefully you can see it. There's an orange habanero growing right there. Why I planted these 2 that look the same right next to each other, I don't know, but I did. And then we've got about 5 or 6 plants of these dragon cayenne peppers, and as soon as they turn red, then we can come out and pick them. I picked a bunch of them yesterday. I'll show you those in my update video, or I'll insert those into this video if I can, and if not, I'll have to make another video and post it right after this of all of the stuff that we picked yesterday. Alright, and then we've got our jalapenos. This is one of 9 plants. Some of the jalapenos are turning black on her. I guess it's from sunburn, but these are growing really nice. We use these for a lot of different things in our cooking, salsas, different Asian foods that we eat, and things of that nature. This row here is our onions. My wife saw something on YouTube that says we're supposed to uncover the tops of the bulbs so they'll grow bigger. I disagreed, and I was probably right. That's why they all look like they're dying. But we're gonna let them go. Anaheim chilies. Anaheim chilies. If you like a chili relleno like we do, then this is the plant for you. We've got some nice ones growing on here. There's probably close to 50 of these little bad boys on this particular bush, and can't wait to make them chili rellenos. Another jalapeno one here. There's got some good, nice size jalapenos, and next to it's another jalapeno bush. Like I said, we got jalapenos there, jalapenos here, a purple bell, another purple bell, green bell peppers, or green bell peppers, green bell peppers, green bell peppers. If you saw peppers, then you know what a green bell pepper looks like. This one here is this is a lunchbox bell pepper. It's supposed to be those little tiny sweet ones that are different colors. Haven't seen any growing on it. See some flower buds in there, but haven't seen anything producing on it, so I'm a little worried about that. And then this one here is just a regular jalapeno type of pepper one. You can see that it's either that or these may be the same. It's hard to tell, but this one has some peppers on it. And then this one here is jalapenos, jalapenos, jalapenos. Yes, we have plenty of those. And then we go back to the back, and we've got more peppers. And then this one's a jalapeno. This is another Dragon Cayenne one. We had 2 in one hole, so we moved the plant back here, so I've got more back here if we need those. This is a different type of pepper. It's a Korean pepper, so we only got one of those trees, but it's producing nicely. You can see back over here we've got the squashes, or not squashes, sorry, the melons growing back over here. And then along the fence is the regular cucumbers. Let me see if I can find any cucumbers in here for you. There's a cucumber growing down the fence there. It may be ready to be picked in another day or so. Peppers, 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 peppers. Nice squashes here. And some more zucchinis in here, the yellow ones. Turning yellow, turning yellow. Yellow, yellow. Love those, love those. More unusual stuff. Over here we have blueberry fig tree. This is a date tree that we brought from California with us. Humongous spikes on that bad boy. If you haven't seen that video, you check that out. This one, I'm not positive of it, but I think that my wife planted a raspberry here. We had raspberries in these 2 holes, but we decided no, we'll just keep all the melons over here, and there are an exceptional amount of melons. Gotta be careful stepping through here. There's a melon in there, there's a melon over there. Here's our grape bush. It seems to be growing good. Gonna have to build a trellis for that. We've got our corn. This is our ornamental corn, or Indian corn as I've called it in past videos. And I've showed you a video of that yesterday. These are the last few stalks that are growing, and then we took some of the kernels from the ones we picked yesterday, and my wife has planted them down here in the corner and covered them with this nice soil, and we're going to see if we can get another production of this corn for late season, which will be nice because it seemed to grow pretty quick for us once it was established. Then in here, more melons, more melons, more melons. Going through the melon patch here. There's another melon back in there. Lots of melons that we have growing through here. Like I said, we have 3 different varieties of Asian melons growing, and then a couple of American style ones. In here, besides this mole that's digging through here, we have American watermelon. It's already sounding good. That's one of the babies we're eyeballing. This is probably the biggest one that we have growing right now. I want to say it's going to be maybe a foot long. Still sounds too high. It's got to have that nice deep throaty when you tap on it. That way you know it's filled with the good juiciness. We actually have more in here. It's harder to see them because they do hide really well. But here's another one way over here. And then there's one there, and then one right behind it over here. And hopefully you can see it on the camera. There's a little one in here hiding that's growing. And then another one right in here. I think we actually counted them before, and there was like 8 or 9 of them, which is plenty for us. We can go through one a week easy. Just put them in the refrigerator, dice them up nice small squares, and it is so cooling to eat. Out beyond the fence, fig tree, fig tree, fig tree, peach tree, still doing okay. There's a couple other melon plants out there. We mowed, but we haven't weed whacked around these plants here because it's got melons growing on it, and I didn't want to mow over them, but we'll be weeding through that again too. And then different types of squash and melons here. Strawberry patch still is looking okay. We got some bugs attacking it and stuff. It stopped producing berries, which we're not sure why, but we brought in some mulch to cover the ground, and hopefully that's going to fix some of that problem. Asparagus, doing nice. We got like 7 different areas of asparagus growing here, and it'll be good for next season. This has got something growing in it right now, but it is going to be where we're going to be adding or thinning out this strawberry patch and going to be moving it to this, for those who haven't watched the previous videos where I explained that. So that is where we are at with the garden today. Talk to you later.